Alright, Shalom. First off, give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, give honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring, in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. So I'm doing this lesson today. Today is the Demon Day, Halloween, October 31st, about the events that are going to take place here this weekend on November 4th. Now we all know that this is a satanic time, where you have All Hallows Eve, you have Mischief Night, All Saints Day, which is November 1st. So I mean, this whole week is a really satanic week. We just had the so-called terrorist attack in New York, which was actually a sacrifice. So, like I said, man, we live in some exciting times and some trying times too. So, man, our faith got to be on 100, man. We got to be in tune with our star player. But with that being said, I want to get into this article, which this article in particular is about a EMP attack. Well, EMP false flag attack, pretty much. They're doing training for it this weekend. I'll just start from the jump. It says elements of the U.S. Department of Defense will conduct a communications interoperability training exercise November 4th through the 6th, once again simulating a very bad day scenario. Amateur radio and Mars organizations will take part. This exercise will begin with the National Massive Corona Mass Ejection event, which is when the sun basically boils up and like fire comes towards the earth and it sends a pulse, and everything would basically fry up. All the electronics would fry up, which EMP simulates. It says block here. Which will impact the national power grid, as well as all forms of traditional communication, including landline, telephone, cell phone, satellite, and internet connectivity. It says it actually affects more than that, because your car won't work, none of your appliances will work. Anything that wasn't protected by a so-called Faraday cage is going to be useless, pretty much. Now, some of the older cars, which don't have all the chips in it and all that stuff, those will still work, but it has to be like a real old car. But all the electronics will be fried. Your TV's not gonna come on. You're not gonna have internet. Okay, your iPod's not gonna work. Your cell phone's not gonna work. No internet, anything. So these people out here, they fucked. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't live without, looking at their goddamn phone every fucking 5 minutes. So, with that being said, your refrigerator's not going to work, so all your frozen food's going to go bad. It would be mass chaos in the streets if an EMP attack happens, which is why they're doing the drill for it. Now, we all know that when they do these drills, a lot of times they go live, and that's what actually happens. That's what occurred on 9/11. There was a drill. On the Boston bombings, there was a drill. The Las Vegas shooter, there was a drill. Sandy Hook, there was a drill. So I mean, with the Orlando shooting, there was a drill. These go hand in hand. the London terror attack. There was a drill. That's what they do. They have these drills, and then the shit comes to life, and it actually happens. So next paragraph, it says, during the exercise, a designated DOD headquarters entity will request county by county status reports for the 3,143 U.S. counties and county equivalents in order to gain situational awareness to determine the extent or impact of the scenario. And also it said Why I get into that. It says Army and Air Force Mars organizations will work in conjunction with the amateur radio community, primarily on the 60-meter interoperability channels, as well as the HF-NVIS frequencies and local VHF and UHF non-internet linked amateur radio repeaters. Because in an EMP situation, the only form of communication that you would have would be like ham radio, which a lot of so-called preppers have. And they said that they're using the amateur radio community in this. So, I mean, how stupid can you be? If you know that that you got this radio because you prepping because the government's gonna do some fucked up shit, why would you help the government and reveal that you on this, that you have what you have, and that you know what I'm saying, that you are available or whatnot? They can just find some way to track your coordinates and find you, but you know, that's you just bound to drown anyways. It says again this year, a military station on the East Coast and at Fort Huacha, Arizona, HS station will conduct a high-power broadcast on a 60-meter channel on Saturday. That's just talking about communications. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted on that. But I wanted to get this scripture right here because up in the first paragraph, it said it's a very bad day scenario. And this just came to my head, which is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14 says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." And that's exactly what that means with that woe. A very bad day is death and destruction. It's a death and destruction scenario. Very bad. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, for one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." Now this is also going to the second thing I wanted to talk about in this video, which is this Antifa November 4th Day of Rage. Which, like I said, in the scripture, one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. The Day of Rage is to so-called get Trump and Pence out of office, and they're saying that they're willing to go day for day, night for night, week for week, have thousands turned into hundred thousands to millions. They talking about literally going house to house in a purge style method, collecting money, collecting weapons, collecting supplies to fuel this. Really, it's a mutiny or a so-called civil war. So, I mean, and it gives a list, you can see right here, a list of the cities, kind of blurry, so I'll just count them out. Seattle, Portland, San Francisco Bay, Los Angeles, Honolulu, Austin, Omaha, Chicago, Cleveland, Atlanta, Philadelphia, New York, Pittsfield, and Boston. So those are the so-called beginnings of it, because they wanted to spread a lot further than that. But I'm just gonna read a little bit of this excerpt. It says, "We will gather in the streets and in public squares of cities and towns across the country. At first, many thousands declaring that this whole regime is illegitimate and that we will not stop until our single demand is met. This nightmare must end. The Trump-Pence regime must go. Our protests must grow day after day and night after night. Thousands becoming hundred thousands, and then tens, then millions, determined to act to put a stop to the grave danger that Trump-Pence regime possesses to the world by demanding that this whole regime be removed from power." Now, these motherfuckers, these Edomites, you know what I'm saying, and wicked niggas and fucking tears, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of the Jakes that sing this shit, they ain't even Jakes, they tears. But, you know, they gonna get met with these so-called preppers and shit like this. These white boys that's been they patriots, you know what I'm saying? They've been shooting, they got supplies, you know what I'm saying? It could be an all-out war. Now, I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, but you know, we prophesy in part. We know in part. We prophesy in part. So this is a worst case scenario. You know what I'm saying? This is the scenario that I would love to fucking happen to get this shit going, because they can do them all in one. They could start protesting and have everything start going crazy, and then the fucking lights go out, and then bam, it's gonna go even more crazy. Cause then it goes from, okay, we fighting for Trump and everything to get Trump out of the office, to, okay, now we're fighting for our lives. And if you ain't in the spirit when this shit go down, then shit, you gonna get caught up in it. I'm gonna keep reading on this scripture. It says, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another. Like I said, like I just said, invading one another. They're talking about literally going house to house, getting goods, getting money, getting weapons out of people. It says, and they should not regard their kings or princes. The whole point of this to get Trump and Pence out of office. That's that sedition among men. It says, in the course of action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, he shall not be able. So if this worst case scenario does happen, how does the government get control out of it? Martial law, which is a perfect excuse to bring in martial law, perfect excuse to bring in the chip. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to happen this weekend. You know, Yahweh Ratazai does. Because I don't know about you, but nigga, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. This place is done. You got all this fucking wickedness going on, this fucking Demon Day Halloween. Man, fuck this place, man. We need to be putting up prayers, you know what I'm saying, that this does come to pass, that this is part of, you know, the Most High's algorithm and part of His will, that we can get out of here, man. This is the perfect scenario to set it up for us, man. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That's right, man. People gonna be scared in those days when people are running around and it's basically the purge, and you don't have no supplies, you don't have no access to cold water or running water, or you know, you can't take a shower, you can't just hop in a car and drive, you know what I'm saying, from here to there. You know, it becomes the road, the movie The Road. It's the worst case scenario. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Because in that day, people gonna be hungry and they not gonna give two shits what you got going or what you think is happening or anything. They gonna be riding with themselves. And also, if they do have a so-called EMP attack, whether, you know, they can get the lights back on or not, but it'd be a perfect situation to blame it on North Korea. But with that being said, you know, I hope you brothers are edified. You know, Yahweh Ratazah, you know, this does come to pass. If not, then, you know, Lord's will, you know, we get out of here soon. But with that being said, call all Yahweh Shem outside. Give honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. Shalom.